Hey there, folks. Well, I don't need these. It's the A1 American Negro, Billy Blackman, also known as the Mahogany Patriot, coming back. And maybe you noticed I was here by myself, socially distancing from myself, but I had three masks because you can never be too safe, especially when everybody's terrified. Maybe you read that the masks may be coming back. They've already come back to LA County, and they're making their way up the California coast, San Mateo, Santa Clara, of course, San Francisco, Napa, Contra Costa. Just about everybody's jumping on the bandwagons to get the mask back in effect. And I think you know how I feel about that. To me, this seems like the worst and the longest lasting game of Simon Says that I've ever seen in my life. And what do I mean? I mean this. Quite frankly, this is what the powers that be, they've been doing with us for the last year and a half. Simon Says, put on your mask. Simon Says, take off your mask. Put it on. Wait a minute, Simon didn't say. And they've been playing that game with us for a year and a half. I am sick of this game. It's old, it's tired. I am bored with it. And the really tragic thing about it is the people that are running the game, we didn't elect most of them. Most of them were appointed by buddies and friends. They were connected, yet inept. It reminds me of another guy I saw who was connected, yet inept. And he ran around making trouble where there was no trouble. I'm talking about this guy, of course. Not Don Knotts. This is Deputy Barney Fife. He was portrayed by the incomparable Don Knotts, 5-time award winner of Emmys. But if you've ever watched the show, the Andy Griffith Show, Barney ran around all day, every episode, causing trouble that was not there. And eventually Andy had to bail him out. And I find that we have a bunch of Barney Fifes running around, making trouble, causing trouble that otherwise wouldn't be there. The only problem is there's no Andy Griffith to come to the rescue anymore. The only problem is it was only a half-hour TV show. But this has been a year and a half of the worst joke ever. And they tell us, hey, you got to mask up. Wear a mask. Wear 2 masks. Wear 3 masks. Hopefully they'll stop it at 4 because I couldn't put the 4th one around my big head. But follow the science. And it made me think of another time in history where they were saying follow the science. And the science was so wrong. It was back in Europe. The Black Plague. I don't even know if you can say that anymore, but the bubonic plague was running wild. It was killing everybody in sight. And the scientists of the day, the doctors of the day said, you know what you need to do? You don't need to clean the filth out of your house. What you need to do is start fires in your house, and the smoke will cure you. So not only did they have filth in their house, which brought rats, which brought the plague they later on learned, but now they were dying from smoke inhalation, which apparently maybe the governors of Oregon and California think, let's let the wildfires go. Maybe that'll help with coronavirus. I don't know. Maybe that's their logic. I don't get it. But who can know what's going on? But anywho, there was one group of people that were untouched. One group of people that they didn't get the sickness. And it was displaced European Jews. And the only reason why they weren't touched is because they did what God told them to do. God told them in the book of Numbers, do your business outside of camp. In other words, don't live in your own filth. Take it outside. And as a result, they did pretty well. And people didn't say, we're going to learn from them. In fact, the people persecuted them because they didn't match the science of the day. And we see the same thing going on here in our day as well. And the thing about it is, honestly, let me just tell you, if you want to wear a mask, wear it. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear it. I just don't want made-up solutions. I just don't want a placebo to make me feel like I'm safe. That's a waste of my time, and I don't think any of us want any more of our time wasted. And to bring it back to the beginning, I said that this whole mask shutdown, all of this stuff, is like the worst Simon Says game ever. And it just won't end. I would like to play a game for them. The powers that be, the people that are making these rules. Not Simon Says, but Billy Says. Instead of telling me what to put on my face, how about this? Billy says, how about you take the taxes that I pay and you fix the roads? Where I live, the roads are horrible. So Billy says, fix my roads first. Billy says, do something about the homeless. They're everywhere. It's an epidemic. It's a problem and everybody knows it. So how about you do something about that? By the way, they're not wearing their masks, so leave me alone. Billy says, how about you do something about the public schools? Kids are undereducated. They're not being taught the basic necessities. How about the teachers start teaching? Running short, so let me wrap it up with one more. Billy says, since crime is going through the roof everywhere, how about we not defund the police? How about we train the police? How about we back the badge? How about we run, instead of running all these commercials about wearing your mask and socially distance and all this stuff, how about we run ads about, hey, we're not perfect, but we got your back. We're going to watch out for you. How about we support our local police? You know what? Do it for this guy. Do it for Deputy Sheriff Barney Fife. He's a good guy. I mean, he's a bit of a clown, but he's a good guy. And lastly, why don't you guys give yourselves a pay raise? Oh, sorry. Billy didn't say. No pay raise. So before you put a mask on me, before you muzzle me, how about you do your own job and take care of the people that you said you'd serve? Just my little way of saying, I'm sick of masks, but if you want to wear one, go for it. But I'd be a lot happier if our officials did their job. So once again, I'm Billy Blackman, the A1 American Negro, also known as the Mahogany Patriot. I thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time. Just a sneak preview. If I'm back, if they don't cancel me, I'm gonna tell you a little story about the return of Jim Crow and why Eric Clapton is now my favorite guitar player of all time. You got to tune in to see it. You'll never guess where I'm going with it. So hopefully we'll hear from you next time. Be good.